The real reason we have an epidemic of weak men in the Western society is because so many men are becoming allergic to adversity. They are becoming allergic. Whenever somebody tells you that, hey, hard times is coming. Hey, if you want to build yourself up and go through life so you can make it into manhood, so many guys just bitch are like, oh no, I gotta go through hard times. I gotta go through tough times. I gotta leave my mama's titties. I gotta leave my mom's nest, my parents' nest. What? A lot of you guys are afraid to go through the trials of a man. You need to understand, in this world, in our life as men, a wise man once said, the mightiest animals in the animal kingdom have the most battle scars, have the most battle wounds. Because when it came to an animal, you saw wounds and scars. It showed you how many times it went through fights, life or death situations where if it didn't come out and defend itself or run away or push back its enemies, it was literally going to die. You want to know what those scars were from? From the times when it was getting jumped by multiple predators, from the times when it was starving for days on end without any food, without any sufficient water, and it had to push through the storm. The times where it was dealing with life-threatening wounds and it had to be able to limp and linger on until it find a safe place to be healed. Because let me tell you something, one of the most dangerous areas in this world is in the jungle, is in the animal kingdom, in East African safaris, or in the Amazon rainforest, or even in the deep depths of the ocean, where either you survive or you get killed, destroyed, never to be heard from again. Well, I'm here to let you know something. The analogy of the animal kingdom is literally what it is in real life. And when I heard that saying from a wise man, a guy I used to watch a lot of his videos, and he said that the strongest animals, the mightiest animals had the most battle scars, I knew I had to make this video. Because when you guys look at your life and you look at any great man, he has to go through that adversity, and you need to shape your mind to be able to deal with this adversity, because if not, like I always say, you're gonna fold up, bruh. You're gonna fold up like a lawn chair. You're gonna fold up like a bed sheet, and you're not gonna be able to deal with life. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over how a man can deal with adversity, the mindset that he needs to have, and once he's in that battle, how he can survive and how he can adapt and learn from it to become a better, more refined, a more built up man. So I need you guys to do a few things. I need you guys to first and foremost like the video, and if you're new to my channel and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you guys subscribe, because my content is only gonna get better, more high quality, and I'm gonna be able to lace and pour out more wisdom and knowledge to help you guys become PTK, Pawn to a King soldiers. So at the core of adversity, you have to change your mindset for the bad times. A lot of times guys typically look at hard times and they think, oh wow, I gotta lose my home, I gotta lose my job, I gotta lose my girl, I won't be able to see my kids if we going through a divorce. I get it. Man, that shit is tough. You know, I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I'm actually gonna do a video on the times that I had to go through adversity as a man. But I understand, I've been through the pain, the travail of all those things that I just explained, outside of the kids, because I don't have any kids. But the main thing that allowed me to overcome many of these things, because a lot of people compliment me for my resiliency, it wasn't until I changed my mindset on the bad things that were coming into my life that I really started to be able to grow. I'm gonna repeat that again. It wasn't until I changed my mindset and my viewpoint on how the bad things came into my life that I was able to grow from it. Because a strong man goes through adversity just like the weak man. Again, what are the 3 guarantees in life? Death, taxes, and you going through hard times. So if you're guaranteed to go through hard times, the best way for you to prepare yourself for that battle, whether it be physical, mental, psychological, even spiritual, is you have to embrace it. Why? Because ultimately the tribulation that you go through in life is just a test of your strength from the Most High. Now I know some of you guys don't believe in the Most High, but regardless, life is testing you to see if you're going to be able to deal with it and have strength to be able to grow. One of my brothers said a few months ago, you can't pray to the Most High to grow and then be surprised when shit comes your way. Because the shit, the travail, the tribulation is what is allowing you to be able to grow. Just like with a plant, what do you have to put on top of the soil of a plant to allow it to grow? Cow dung. cow manure. And it's the exact same thing when it comes to you as a man in your life. And especially as a man, your strength comes from your experience. I say this all the time. Your wisdom, your life experiences, the things that you've gone through in life, and most importantly, how you responded to it. Because a weak man is always gonna fold up, just like in the NBA, just like in the NFL. Anybody can go out there and throw for 4,000 yards in a regular season, but are you gonna be like Dak and fold up and choke repeatedly year after year after year to the point where it destroys your mental confidence? Or are you gonna stand in that pocket, stand and deal with that blitz, stand and deal with that full court pressure, whatever the hell's coming your way, and shine brighter like the Tom Brady's, like the Patrick Mahomes, man, like the Michael Jordans? You gotta think like that. You gotta have that dog inside of you. That's why I said you're a PTK soldier, because as a soldier, you're willing to go into the battle. And if you're dealing with fear, and if you're dealing with different mental struggles, you're still able to face it head on. There's a book that says, eat that frog, face that fear. Whatever is fearful or the thing that you hate the most, aim for it head on. Because the more you avoid your fear, the bigger it grows and the more it manifests itself in your mind and eventually in your life. So what you have to do is you have to embrace the struggle, embrace the hard times. Because what is that common cliche that most people say? Strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. And we always focus on weak men create hard times because we're living in a time period that there is going to be a lot of adversity. All of you guys, all across the globe, you're going to go through some adversity very, very soon. You can see it from the geopolitical climate and, the war things and whatever. So you're going to have to deal with this whether you want to or not. Nobody's going to be able to avoid this. So you as a man, you need to prepare yourself now so you can be your best version, full of strength, full of confidence, full of determination, and full of resiliency. And also remember from that colloquialism, weak men create hard times, but also hard times create strong men. And you're going to be a strong man through those hard times. So focus on that and love the process, love the struggle. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to love it, because once you love it, you start to embrace it and you start to gain the wisdom and the value that will allow you to grow in all areas of your life, my guy. And another thing is that you need to learn how to evaluate your weaknesses from it, meaning you have to reflect back. Because again, adversity does come into your life, but that doesn't mean you're going to be fighting demons every weekend. That doesn't mean you're going to be going through hell at every job. That doesn't mean that you're going to lose your money every weekend and be starting and like, oh man, I'm just going through the adversity. No, my brother, you are making stupid decisions repeatedly, and you're not learning your lesson, because wisdom is applying the knowledge with life experience so you don't have to keep going through the same bullshit over and over again. Because when you do the same thing and expect a different result, you are insane, period. So when you're going through these hard times will allow you to be able to evaluate your character, to be able to evaluate your habits, your discipline, who you are as a man, so you can look at your weaknesses and you can set a plan for how you can get better in the future. A lot of guys do not do this. They do not reflect, and that's why they stay at a certain level and they never improve in their life. Another thing that a lot of people oftentimes overlook is when you go through adversity and when you go through hard times, it makes your relationships better. One of my most favorite proverbs in the Bible is that it says a brother is born in adversity. And I'm not talking about a blood brother. I'm talking about your brother in your spirit, your brother in the way you think and how you move within the world. You always find out who your true friends are, who's really there to support and roll with you when everything is crumbling, because they are supposed to be the ones who bring you back up. You see, a lot of you guys, you may not like to believe it, and I didn't believe it either. Until you go through adversity, you don't know who your true friends are. Until you go through adversity, you don't know if your wife, your girlfriend truly loves you like she says she does. That's the only way where you get real character that's involved. When money things come through and when you go through hard times and the person that they want to be around starts to somewhat crumble or show weaknesses, and are they going to try to build that person back up and help him through it? Are they going to run for the hills? Most people are going to run for the hills. That's just the nature of people. And me, I don't like to be around fake people. I don't like to be around people that I can't try their character to see whether they're really for me. I'm a person where you either all in with me or you're not even associated with me at all. I don't like fair weather. I don't like here today, gone tomorrow, gone next week, come back the month after that when you see I got something for you. Nah, bro, you either on my side or you're not on my side. So essentially, when you go through this adversity, it allows you to see the weak bonds that you have, and these people will naturally exit themselves from your life. And the people who are still sturdy and with you from the beginning, that bond is gonna grow. And you're gonna have true love, support, and appreciation. And you're gonna know that these are people that you can build your foundation to allow the house to get more sturdy. And as you move forward, you become more confident and trustworthy because you know you have other people around you who are gonna have your back no matter what. So look, I done laced you up and I gave you the principles that can allow you to have that mindset to be able to deal with adversity. Now what do you do? What do you do when the adversity hits? Like, let's say, example, you get a call and you realize your girl don't want to be with you, God forbid. Or you get a call and you realize that a loved one might have died. God forbid. I dealt with this earlier this year. Or you get an email that you just been fired from your job. What do you do in those situations? First thing that you need to do is you need to look at your emergency action plan, your emergency fund, your safety net. Did y'all forget that video that I made for y'all a few weeks ago? The video was called A Man's Guide to Challenges in Life, where I laid out a lot of the extreme issues that you will face in your life. And I told you guys, you need to have a plan in the event that these things happen. Because if you're the guy who's sitting in this issue and you have no plan, you are literally like a sitting duck. So when the adversity comes, you need to have a guide that can allow you to not only calm the hell down, but can give you action steps. Because the reason why so many people, when the adversity hits, they fold up and they're never able to recover fully is because they didn't have a plan and they were in la la land, smoking on dope all day, thinking there ain't no way I can ever lose my heart good times. And then boom, hit them like a ton of bricks. It's just like Mike Tyson hit you. You already knocked out before you went and hit the canvas. But a man who is truly ready for it, he's able to prepare himself for the punch. So he might get down on the floor, but he still has the strength and the wherewithal to get back up. And that's what it is. Life is throwing you a curveball, it's throwing you a knockout blow, but you have to have that strong chin. You have to be able to take those hits, get on the ground, look at like, okay, what am I gonna do to get myself up? And that leads me to the next step. You need to accept the situation. Whatever it is, you need to accept the reality. A lot of guys, they get caught up in their delusion because they're still focused on what happened before when they need to be in the here and now. You know, a lot of people say, oh, don't focus on the future or focus on the past, focus on the here and now until hard times come. But you need to understand something. If you're in this situation and you're faced with the reality, there's nothing that you can do to change it. Like, have you guys ever said something stupid, or you ever lost a friend or a family or a girl and you're like, man, why couldn't it be like this? Why did I have to say that? The main thing you need to understand, look, it is what it is. I can't change it. I can only focus on how I move forward in the future. So what you need to do is you need to accept it. Just accept it, bro. She's gone. Just accept it. They didn't love you like that. Just accept it. He stabbed you in the back. Just accept it. You lost your job. Just accept it. You lost your car. Just accept it. You lost your home. Just accept it. You can't see your kids, unfortunately. It is what it is. And then what you need to do is you need to shape yourself into that positive mindset. Start telling yourself, this is a hard time, but boy, is it gonna create a soldier. Oh, really? This is what life wants me? Okay, I'm ready for it. Let's keep going. Let's get in that ring, man. And hey, if I get knocked out, it is what it is. But let's see how I'm gonna respond to this. Okay, I'm going through hard times. Where did I mess up? How can I reflect on that? Oh, I'm going through hard times. All right, let me call my people and see who's really for me so I know who I can build my life with in the future. And then after you do that, you need to build up your resiliency. And what is resiliency? Essentially applying to this adversity is how you are able to deal with hard times, setbacks, and problems within your life. And some of the characteristics of being resilient is how well are you able to adapt. You guys notice a lot of times in my videos, I talk about the same themes. Example, economic downturn or economic recession. The man who's able to adapt is the man who's going to thrive in those situations. Not only that, but resiliency comes through your actions. What type of actions are you taking? Because one thing you need to understand, once you accept the reality of what's going on around you, now you have to move quickly to see how you can salvage the situation to the best of your ability. Because the longer you're on the ground, the worse things get. The longer you're in depression because a woman left you, the worse your life is getting. It's gonna be harder for you to get out of that rut. Does that make sense? So you need to start to take actions, whatever it might be. Maybe you need to go and take your mind off of things. If it's your business, you need to go out there and look and see what can I do to temporarily hold me over before I'm able to start something new or build something better. And also you need to adjust and set new goals, because again, your goals allows you to have purpose. It allows you to have drive, and it allows you to be able to go and try to conquer whatever it is that you're dealing with. So you need to set goals that are adjusted while you're dealing with the hard times and the adversities that you're going through. And of course, when you're knocked down, it's easier for somebody to grab your hand and lift you back up than try to just pick yourself up and get up on your own. And a lot of guys struggle with this. When I was younger, I used to struggle with this. I used to think like, man, I don't think I can trust nobody. And when I was going through hard times, I didn't want to tell anybody. Especially when I was dealing with my porn addiction, I was so ashamed and embarrassed and in such a position of weakness in my mind that I never wanted to tell my mom. I never wanted to tell my grandma, my friends. It wasn't until I started to accept it and realized that I needed help that these people poured into me tools, knowledge, wisdom, strength, that I was able to get over it. And not just with the porn addiction, but throughout all the hard times in my life, man, because you need support. And this is also, again, if you go through these situations and you realize nobody was on your side, that lets you know that you need to be able to make better character judgment to find people who are going to be down for you. Don't be so prideful to think that, oh, nah, man, I can do it on my own. And don't think that you're isolated and that nobody's willing to help you. Even if your friends and family aren't there, there are so many different resources on Reddit, reaching out to a therapy group calls. There's so many different resources out there. If you're willing to look for them, they will find you. And another thing, pray to the Most High. Pray that He's able to give you the strength and the wherewithal to allow you to get through it, because His power and His support and His help is above anything that I can offer you or anybody who's flesh and blood like myself can offer you. He's gonna give you everything that you need if you're doing the things according to His will. And then once you're seeking that support, you need to analyze the situation. You need to really sit back and be honest with yourself, not delusional, not trying to push blame on other people, but look and see, what mistakes did I make to lead me right here? Even if it was something with the job and you're like, man, they just laid me off like this, or damn, my girl cheated on me, bro, I didn't do nothing. You should have been more aware to see when you were slipping. Or if you picked a girl who was a harlot, hey bro, you the one who picked her, you the one who married her, you're the one who impregnated her. So you need to make the decision to be smarter, to have more wherewithal, or have a backup plan if your job fired you, whatever it may be. You need to look at the situation and see where you made mistakes, you had lapses in judgment, you lack the knowledge and wisdom, so that way you can come up with a better strategy if it happens again, or so it never happens again. So seek out knowledge and wisdom on how to be able to deal with your situation a lot better than what you have. And that's where coaching comes in. If you guys want to ask me a question, you can email me at ptkmindset@gmail.com, post them in the comments below, or follow me on Instagram and TikTok and send me a DM there. And once you do all these things, you're gonna notice a change. You may not see it overnight, but as you reflect on your life and you look at the man that you've been built up to, as you see them different scars all over your body, you got a little scar on the side, man, and you're like, damn, I really went through all this. I went through all this and I didn't fold. It allows you to have a reassurance and confidence, because now you have a knowledge bank within your mind that you went through these hard times. And now if they ever come back on you, you know you can get back up because you went on the pavement, you got up once. You don't think you can do it again? And it allows you as a man to be more well-versed, more confident, and less shaky in tough situations. So again, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. This is one of my strong suits as a man, so I love talking about these things. I love motivating y'all and getting y'all girded up for the war that we're living called life. So that way you have the tools equipped to be able to deal with any of the physical enemies, mental enemies, psychological enemies, financial enemies, and the spiritual enemies out there, so you can be your best version. Because again, a pawn is just somebody who sits back and allows life to come and he just boils over quickly, whereas a king does everything in his power to protect himself. And even when he's cornered, he has the strength and the honor and the valor to be able to deal with it to the best of his abilities. So make sure you guys like this video. Again, comment down below some of the hard times you went through and how it made you better as a man. And if you're new, make sure y'all subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.